When people saw Pather Panchali for the first time, some of the critics mentioned the mystical quality in the film, that everything that lives is holy. That's a mystical belief, you see. So my emphasis on nature, on insects, on butterflies, this and that, was taken as a sign of, maybe there is a streak. I have never been very conscious. I have never thought about it myself, whether I'm a mystic or not. But these things appeal to me. And certainly, when I was adapting Vibhuti Bhushan Banerjee's novel, he was a mystic. He believed in that. And I was so convinced by his novels, by his stories, that I wanted to convey his beliefs through the film to the public. And so that element crept into the film.
Ma, এতদিন কেন বলিসনি মা? বাবা, কি করছেন আপনি? একে প্রণাম করো বাবা। আমি স্বপ্নযোগে আদেশ পেয়েছি, ইনি দেবীর অবতার। সব আরাধনা আজ সার্থক হলো, জীবন আজ আমার সার্থক হলো।
I once made a film called The Goddess, Devi. It dealt with religious dogmatism. It didn't attack religion as such. It attacked dogmatism, the extreme form of religion. But people were writing in the papers that, oh, because Mr. Ray is not a Hindu, he was a Brahmo, he's making such films against Hinduism and all that. But they are stupid people. You can't take them into account. This happens in India all the time. And people don't, we have a fairly backward audience here, I must say, in spite of the film society movement and all that. If you consider the large audience, it's a backward audience, unsophisticated audience, exposed to the commercial Hindi cinema more than anything else. And so, you face this problem, but you make the kind of films, I make the kind of films that I want to make. I make the kind of films that I enjoy making, that engages my attention, my creativity. That's all I can do.
আরে আমার কনিষ্ঠ ভ্রাতাকে দেখছি যে, আমার মনে হচ্ছে আমার লেখাটা যাতে না যায় তুমি সেই ব্যবস্থা করতে এসেছো।
সেটাই প্রধান উদ্দেশ্য।
তোমার উদ্দেশ্য সফল হবে না। তুমি বোধহয় জানো না, আমি একটু আগেই এখান থেকে ঘুরে গিয়েছি। আর একবার আসার উদ্দেশ্য হলো আমার লেখাটা একটু সংশোধন করা। অদিবাবু, লেখাটা একটু দিন তো।
ওটা তো আমার হাতেই আসেনি।
আমার লেখাটা কাল জনবার্তায় যাচ্ছে। শহরে যে মহামারীর আশঙ্কা দেখা দিয়েছে সেটা লোকে জানে না, কাল জানবে।
C'est la première fois que vous adaptez une pièce de théâtre, que vous avez à filmer une pièce de théâtre. Est-ce que cela crée pour vous des problèmes de mise en scène particuliers, des problèmes nouveaux?
Well, it certainly is. One has to give more thought to the mise en scène. Being a play, being confined to indoors, and being concerned with people talking to each other much of the time. I think I have managed to solve that. I think I've managed to solve that. There are considerable, for instance, in the newspaper office, there's lots of entrances and exits. People come, the editor is sitting in his chair, you have first the doctor coming, then the daughter coming, then the brother coming, then again the doctor coming. But there are shifts of angles. The camera also was on a dolly much of the time. So it was doing little movements this way, that way, in order to change the point of view. With every new entry, the angle was changed so that you would have a new background. And there was also the question that the sheer development of the drama was already had a certain holding power. One was interested in what would happen to, for instance, when the doctor arrives and the younger brother is sitting there. He says, I see you've come. You've come to prevent my article from being published, huh? Like that, you see. Then you want to see how the situation develops, you see. That's an interest. That applies only to a drama, to a play, to a drama, where you are held by the development of relationships to that extent.
But the handicap of a play is still there. Words, words, words.
Words, yes, it is. It is. But why can't you have interesting words? Why can't you make people listen to words? Why shouldn't they? I have seen plays by, well, Little Foxes is an example, William Wyler, which is 12 Angry Men in one room. I had 4 or 5 rooms in one large public meeting place, but 12 Angry Men is just one room. It's because the words are so interesting, the characters are so interesting, the development is so interesting that it holds your interest. What more do you need? I mean, it's cinematic already. It's plastic. You see, the human face is plastic. It's plastic. You photograph it that way. And you see, there's one trick in 12 Angry Men. It suddenly starts raining and everybody closes the window, the light changes. So there's one moment where there's a change brought in for the sake of breaking the monotony. And here there's a lot of change in my film. There's a lot of changes. Night scenes, day scenes, newspaper office, this and that, public meeting.
But will you say that cinema can be made with words?
I believe so. I have believed that ever since I saw some of the plays, some of the films made from plays, by really successful films made from plays. I have believed that with first-rate acting and first-class dialogue, you can achieve this. And tension between the characters. That's all you need.
আপনি মন্দিরের প্রসঙ্গটা বাদ দিন, আমি লেখাটা চেপে দেবো। আমি ডাক্তার, সমাজের প্রতি আমার একটা কর্তব্য নেই। জলে রোগের বীজাণু পাওয়া গেছে, এটা আমি একটা দৈনিকের পাতায় লিখে বলতে পারবো না। I'm very sorry, Dr. Gupta. তোমরা কি মানুষ? আর আপনি?
আপনি এমন লেখা লিখলে আমার সাপোর্টই বা কি করে দিই, আর আমার মেম্বারদেরই বা কি করে দিতে বলি।
I like not to repeat myself, if possible. Because when I started, I made a film about a village, then I made a film about an old aristocrat and music room was that, and then I made a comedy about Philosopher's Stone is that, and then I went back to the trilogy, continued the story of Oppo, then I went back in time to the 19th century, then I came back, started making contemporary films, alternating with 19th century stories like that. But I like not to repeat myself. Because there are so many genres that one wants to do. One just wants to find out how it works.
The script of which? Of the last one?
Yes, it's Public Enemy. Yes.
It's a number of shots.
Yeah, actually, it's the editing scheme, really.
It's made after the screenplay.
After the screenplay. The screenplay is literary stuff, but this is visual. This helps to discuss things with the cameraman, with my assistants.
The costumes.
In color.
Yes.
You work with people, but you do everything by yourself. Music, directions.
No, I have an editor, a very good editor, but we work together, you see. He and I understand each other. And if it's a complicated scene of dialogue, then he has all sorts of interesting creative suggestions. I listen to him.